What is going on, guys? Welcome to FTV Family Time Vlogs. I wanted to talk about DAS. It is going to be that time again before you know it. Usually between March and August is when the park starts to get busier and busier and busier. It'll be here before you know it. So I wanted to talk about DAS. Now, I know I told everyone I would update you on our previous trip to Disney, but I felt like I didn't have enough information to give you other than what you saw on the vlogs, but now I have a little bit more information, a little bit more insight, and I just want to get everybody familiar with the process again. So I'm going to start with our experience and what we noticed in the park while we were there. We went last August. It was probably one of the busiest times of the year, and it was packed. But the Lightning Lane, or Fast Pass Lane, or DAS Lane, whatever you want to call those lines, like in past, they would be just as busy as the standby lines, some of them. They're virtually all empty. Like, if you're going on, you're getting right to the ride. They are basically have no wait anymore, so you can see that Disney is definitely denying a lot of disabled people, unfortunately. So what does this mean for the standby line? Well, this means the standby line is longer, but it's moving, so it doesn't feel as long when you're waiting. It's a whole mind thing, you know? As long as you're moving, you feel like, okay. In the past, when the Lightning Lane would get so backed up, they would pause the standby line and you just wait there and wait there and wait there in one spot. And that's worse. So I like how it keeps moving now. But what you do see in the lines are a lot of wheelchairs. There are a ton of wheelchairs now. So if you're one of those people, because in the past, if you used to go to the park, rent a wheelchair, you used to be able to get Lightning Lane in your own special entrance and everything. They're not doing that anymore. Disney feels like all their lines are wheelchair acceptable, and they are not. I promise you they're not. What we've seen, wheelchairs constantly getting stuck, trying to maneuver those wheelchairs, especially like around tight corners and just going through some of those tight spots in general, are not ideal for wheelchairs. It's not right. And on top of that, you have a lot of commotion going on in the line. You have a lot of people asking to be excused to walk past you. You have a lot of people bumping into you, trying to get past you or leave, and vice versa. There's a lot going on in the lines now. And I don't know about you, but that kind of breaks the magic for me. Take it as you will. Now we're going to talk about the process and what it's like getting DAS. So about 30 days out from your vacation, you're going to go online and get an interview to be approved for DAS. And basically how that interview is going to go, they're going to ask you your name, your party that you're traveling with, your dates, blah, 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 etc., etc. And they're going to ask you why you feel you need DAS. And at this point, you would tell them why you feel you need DAS. What they're really looking for at this stage is why waiting in line for extended periods of time would be an issue for you. So that's kind of what they're looking for. And after that, you're probably going to get denied. I would say 9 out of 10 times you're getting denied right off the bat. And they're going to give you 3 suggestions on what you could do. They're going to first tell you you no longer are approved on the new DAS pass system. And they're going to give you the 3 suggestions or options that you can do. They're going to tell you, A, that you could do rider switch. So basically have anybody from your party wait in line, and when they get on the ride, they can ask for a switch, and then the other person can switch with them and go on the ride. But then you won't get to be together. Then they're going to say, okay, well, you can have anybody from your party or yourself wait in line, and when you get close, you can call them, and then they could come and meet you. Or if at any time you need to, you can leave the line, get comfortable, and then go back in line. That's where a lot of the commotion is coming from within the line itself. Then the third one, which is just ridiculous, it's a shame that they're even suggesting it to people, is they're telling you that you can go to each cast member individually at each ride entrance individually and ask them if you can use the Lightning Lane and why you need to use it. Just the thought that they want you out there telling health conditions or whatnot to numerous other people is just beyond me. But that's what they're asking you to do. So you have two options at this point. You can either A, say, okay, thank you, and call back at another time and try to get approved then. Because once you get denied, you still can reapply. And it's cast member based. So you might get a cast member that's awesome and they'll just approve you, and maybe not, and you won't get approved. So maybe if you call back, you'll get a better one. Or you can be asked to speak to a medical health professional. And basically what they are, they're a little bit more versed in health issues and related things. And then you could speak to the health professional and hopefully maybe they will approve you. I would say your rate of being approved through them, if you have a legitimate reason, is a little higher than their basic person that you're going to interview with. But still, you're not going to get approved easily. Even if you have documentation that you're disabled and whatnot, they're still not. It's all, you got to remember, Disney is out to make money now. This lane that they use is specifically for Lightning Lane. They want to make money off of it, and they want the guests that are paying money to have an experience where you don't have to really wait in line anymore. So they're not trying to give it to you for free or out of the goodness of their heart because they care about people and conditions. You can tell that through the phone because you can argue all these and they will straight out tell you now, well, maybe you shouldn't come to the park then. What? What, Disney? So my suggestion would be is I would say thank you, okay, call back another time. I would call back a week or two, somewhere closer before your vacation, and say, I called for the DAS pass, I was denied, and I was thinking about it, and I was given like suggestions that I can do, and this is the reasons why I feel that wouldn't work. And then just tell them XYZ, why you still feel you need the DAS pass. And hopefully you'll get a cast member that, like I said, is more discretional to your needs and will approve you. And then if not, then I would escalate it to the health professional and hopefully you'll get approved then. Now, if all else fails, which it might, it could happen. It's happening to a lot of people. Because from what I'm experiencing, what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, the only people that are really getting approved for DAS at this point are honestly family members or family with autistic children. Not even autistic adults. Autistic adults now are being denied. It's really only the children that they're approving and families of them. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Like I said, you might get approved for other things, but it's luckily. So the only thing that I can see that's consistent is families with autistic children. So if all else fails, which it might, you still have some options. You still can do the Lightning Lane. And like I said, we were there during some of the busiest times, and we got the Lightning Lane a couple days out from when we want to use it, just to see like what was available, if it was worth it, if we could use it. And I will say almost all the rides that we want to do were there, the top tier rides, the 3 that we picked. And after you use one, you can get another one, kind of like the old DAS Pass. And it worked out pretty well. And like I said, once you get on those lines now, there's no line. You just go pretty much right to the ride entrance, which is awesome. And then there's another option that you can use. If you want to take their suggestion up, which is going to every cast member individually and asking them if you could use the Lightning Lane, I would still go to the park, rent the wheelchair. Maybe you need it, first off. But rent the wheelchair. I feel if you have the wheelchair, you're more inclined to get a yes from the cast member. You could just be like, I really don't want to maneuver this around in the line. It's really hard. Is there a possibility I could use the Lightning Lane? And they'll probably say yes and let you right through. Unfortunately, those are the only 2 suggestions I can give you. But I still wouldn't cancel your Disney trip. I still would go. It's just sad that you are seeing a lot of people that actually do need this service being denied because Disney's trying to make that money. That's ultimately what it comes down to. So now what I want to do is just read some comments from the last video I posted. Disney be like, have you not tried having that condition? That's pretty funny. Easy fix. Ask people to sign the HIPAA waiver and produce documentation of disability and you'd have no problem. A lot of people want them to do that. I feel like that line would be backed up again if they had people do that, because there are legitimate people that have disabilities that you go to Disney. And unfortunately, if they're trying to use this line to make money, they're not going to be able to use that line for that anymore. Another one, I wish they would just switch to the IBCCES like Universal and Busch Gardens and SeaWorld. Yeah, a lot of people wish they do. It would be a lot easier for people that actually need the service to get it. I don't think they're going to do it. The Lightning Lane, and now the new thing they have where you pay like $100 and something per person, you get on every ride. They're trying to make the money. I'm officially in contact with a lawyer in West Palm Beach, and he thinks we have grounds to sue them under a class action lawsuit. He's looking into it at this point. I found 73% of respondents have been denied. That said, I was denied 3 times and they refused to give me the reasoning. Yeah, they won't give you a reason why you're denied. They're just going to tell you under the new DAS you don't qualify, and that's it. If you need me to put my name on a list, I'll put my name on a list because, like I said, seeing the lines and some of these people that shouldn't be in those standby lines is just, it's sad. When I was a child, I had asthma and anxiety. Brother was extreme, never got DAS. Yeah, we didn't used to get DAS for Braden either, but now combined with his anxiety, it's just a little easier and better. When we got denied, we didn't fight it. We didn't really try to follow up or talk to a health expert. We just, all right, we'll just get the Lightning Lane and try to find lines that aren't long. A lot of people are saying that they're disabled and they rather go to Universal at this point because you can get the line, and you're right. It's frustrating to hear. You used to be able to get DAS easily and now you can't. Unfortunately, it is and it isn't. You can definitely tell in the past people were using it to their advantage. Like if they had an upset stomach, they would be like, I suffer from upset stomachs and waiting in line would make it more upset, and they'd be like, okay, you're approved, you got a DAS. And those lines were like crazy long. So it was definitely being abused too much to the point where Disney had to do something, but they went from one extreme to the other. I was approved in October of 2024, but got denied this past December. Yeah, like I said, it's all based on who you talk to, too. When I started to explain to the cast member I needed a new DAS, that I'm a vet, she cut me off saying they don't accommodate veterans, and we only accommodate autistic people. Wow, if they really said that, then yeah. Like I said, from my gatherings and what I've noticed, it's mainly just autistic that are getting approved, and not even the adults anymore. I've seen a lot of them complaining that it's not right. I feel if people claimed anxiety alone, they shouldn't have got DAS. I agree. A lot of people were just saying they have anxiety on long lines and they would approve them instantly. I feel like you should have a medical reason why as well. Disney already complies to ADA requirements, with the DAS being an extra Disney element that is offered. Disney is taking back control of what people were taking advantage of for the past many years. People will just have to adjust how they do Disney and vacation. I agree with you and don't agree with you at the same time. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people that are being denied that actually do need the service, and it's a shame that they're being told to basically stay home if they're like that. It just shouldn't be. The park should be where anybody in your family could be able to enjoy it. Wow, this stinks. I'm guessing I'm not going in March. It sounds like a nightmare. I wouldn't cancel your trip altogether. Like I said, you can use the Lightning Lane. The Lightning Lane is definitely worth it. And just, there are rides that didn't have wait times. So what we did on the days we didn't have a DAS pass is what we normally did when we went. We would just look on the app, see who had the wait times and less wait times, and we go to them. And then if we saw like a ride close for a long time and it looked like they were about to open up, you can tell if a ride's about to open up when there's a lot of cast members just standing in the front. That means they're about to open the ropes. Just wait there around the area, and within a little bit, you'll get on. There are rides that don't have lines. I applied for it while in the park and had a seizure. And you know what happened? My sister was told for me to call back when I'm better. I called back and I still was denied. Yeah, Disney's not really worrying about seizures if you're having a seizure online. I would suggest that if you have anxiety, don't like long lines or people touching you, then don't go to Disney. All Disneyland is long lines, crowds, and bottlenecks of people. It's not hard to figure out. Yeah, if you're going to Disney, you have to expect to be a little bit bothered by bottlenecking and whatnot. But now the commotion that you have, people bumping into you, going past and through you and everything, I feel like that's unnecessary. When I'm online, I just want to wait. I don't want to have to look out for people trying to leave the line or come back to the line. I feel like that's ridiculous. In the past, we used to think that was people cutting lines, but now we have to accept it. And it happens constantly. I can tell you, what line was the worst? Oh, Peter Pan was pretty bad. People kept coming and going and coming and going. Rise of the Resistance was pretty bad too. DAS system was being abused. Yeah, we all know that. Whatnot. And then you just see horror stories of how people should have had DAS and weren't approved for it. Yeah, it stinks. But I just wanted to give everybody a little bit of insight, knowing that the park's going to be getting busier and busier soon. Your vacation might be coming up, and just giving you that help you need. And this way, you're not going in it blind, and you kind of know what's going to happen and what's going on. I hope this helped everybody. Feel free to comment. Let me know. If you see anything different, let me know. And we'll see you soon. Hopefully in Disney soon. Probably August. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Peace.